Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Wayne A. Johnson. I am the program coordinator of law enforcement programs at Harper College, and I will also be your professor for your upcoming online Introduction to Criminal Justice course, LEJ101, here at Harper College. Okay, this orientation video is to get you ready for the upcoming semester. Okay, now that this online course is completely online, there will not be any face-to-face meetings unless you want them. There will not be any quizzes or testing on campus. Everything is going to come to you through Blackboard, our system. I'll give you a little more on my background once we get into Blackboard. We're going to talk today for about a half hour we're going to go over your syllabus. We're going to go into Blackboard and I'm going to show you how that operates. I'm going to give you some information regarding Blackboard training if you should need it, because it's very important that you get a handle on this right from the get-go, because if you fall behind, it's really hard to catch up. I understand why most of you are taking online courses. It fits into your lifestyle and your schedule with work and family, and we are here to accommodate in that. Okay, you can contact me throughout the semester through my phone number. My direct phone is 847-925-6926. You can email me. My email address is wjohnson@harpercollege.edu. Keep in mind, though, that the only email correspondence that we will share will be through the Harper system. And once you sign up for this course, you will have to use your Harper email. Nothing else will work. There won't be any Gmail or anything like that. So get used to using the Harper email, okay? So what I want you to do is be prepared to do that, and keep in mind that if you aren't familiar with Blackboard and you need some training, try and do that before the semester starts. To get that assistance and training, you can contact the Student Service Desk. The phone number for them is 847-925-6866. You can also come on campus for that instruction, or they can give you some instruction over the phone. The programs that we offer through law enforcement here at Harper are basically an AAS degree, Associate in Applied Science degree. It's a 2-year degree. It qualifies you to test for most of the police departments in this region, okay? Most require a 2-year degree. Some require a 4-year degree, not that many. And still, some don't require any degree, okay? Keep in mind, too, that we do not have the entire degree online. We do have several online courses, and I'll tell you what those are. We offer online, besides the intro, the corrections course, LEJ104, juvenile justice course, LEJ205, community policing course, LEJ214, and investigative process, LEJ216. And you can get those courses online. A lot of people take the online along with other face-to-face courses because it fits their lifestyle. Okay. Also keep in mind that for Blackboard, Internet Explorer does not work that well. I suggest you don't use Internet Explorer. My recommendation would be to use Google Chrome or Firefox. They are both free downloads. So for doing your coursework, you want to use that. We don't want any glitches when you're taking a quiz or when you're taking an exam. Okay, and as far as quizzes and exams, I'll give you a quick breakdown. We'll go over it again with the syllabus. But for your grading, for grading purposes, your course will be graded in 4 different areas, each giving you 25% of your final grade, going up to 100, and then we'll go through the grade scale with the syllabus. Each exam, the midterm and the final, will represent 25% of your grade, meaning that 50% of your grade total are the 2 exams. The chapter quizzes will represent 25% of your grade, and the discussion boards, and we'll talk about that a little bit in the syllabus. The discussion boards, there'll be 5 of them, but in totality they will represent 25% of your grade. Okay, so let's turn now to the syllabus, and we'll go through that. I'll get out of the way here, and we have the first page of the syllabus, which gives you information. It's an extensive syllabus. It includes a lot of information about the course, about code of conduct, requirements, contact information, and such. On this first page, it will give you the credit hours, the dates the course runs through, meeting locations are on the internet, and it is completely online. Okay, you'll use Blackboard, you'll have quizzes, discussion boards, tests, PowerPoint lectures, and support materials will also be on Blackboard. All my contact information is here, my office location, and my office hours are posted on the door of my office. There is a course description. We move into a course overview and course outcomes, the things we want you to walk away from this course with and be comfortable with having knowledge of, especially starting a law enforcement degree program. Okay, technical skills, computer naturally, Wi-Fi access, Blackboard familiarity. The responsibility for having adequate computers and hardware and software, that's your responsibility. You can get some assist through student services, but if you have a computer and you have internet service that is not adequate, it's going to affect your ability to do all your work. So make sure that it's up to speed. Then at the bottom, going on to the next page, are the required materials. The textbook, the title of the textbook is CJ 2017. It is a Pearson publication, and it comes in a couple of different formats. You can get a hard copy. What I do is I post on here the ISBN for a loose leaf copy. But for those of you taking the online course, keep in mind that the ebook might work well for you. It's a complete textbook. You can pay and have it downloaded onto your computer. It's entirely up to you. There is also an access card ISBN for Revel, which is an accompanying system from Pearson, but everything you need is on Blackboard, so I don't think you're going to need the Revel. It's totally up to you. It includes flashcards, additional quizzes on the material, it includes some videos, but the videos I use are on YouTube, so you can really get by without Revel. As you go to this page, you'll see a link for the textbook. Make sure you get the right ISBN you want. You can buy the book through them online. You can get it from any source that you want to, or you can come on campus and buy it at the Harper bookstore. Okay? Again, reminding you that the technology you will need are Blackboard, internet, and YouTube. Also, we have the grading criteria here broken down, just like I mentioned before, 25% discussion boards, chapter quizzes, midterm and final exams, equaling 100 points. Now, the grading scale, 100 points, naturally gives you an A. Anything from 90 to 100, a B is 80 to 89, a C is 70 to 79, and so on. Category descriptions are listed here. alternate learning experiences, which are things like videos, or site visits or term papers if you are assigned to those. Okay, the course completion requirements are here. There's no extra credit, so don't even ask for it. All you have to do is do the work that's assigned to you, and you will get the grade you want. We go down here and we have the class assignment format, chapter quizzes on Blackboard. Now there is a short chapter quiz for each chapter in the book. There are 14 chapters. Any quiz you may miss or you may fail can cost you about 1.5 points off your final grade. So technically you can pass and not do all the quizzes, but it's not a good idea because you don't know how the tests are going to come out until the very end. The best thing to do is to prepare and take the quizzes and do the best you can. Okay? Discussion board format. The discussion boards, and we have some material on the syllabus that you'll need to read to get you familiar with discussion boards. But there are 5 discussion boards for the course. You will take discussion boards 1 through 3, and they will have specific dates that they'll be available. Then they shut off. So you have to do these discussion boards and the quizzes within the time frame assigned. Because if you don't get a second chance to do it. You only get one shot at this. The quizzes are graded automatically and posted in your grade book, and you'll see those when we get into Blackboard. The discussion boards, how I do this, once I get your first discussion board, which is basically about you, so I want you to open up because we don't get to talk face to face, so I want to know about you, and that first discussion board's going to tell me, and it is required. So once you do that, I will manually enter your grade of 100. You will maintain that grade throughout the semester unless you miss one discussion board. And if you miss that board and the requirements for that board, you will lose 20 points. So you can wind up with anywhere from 0 to 100 points. It's totally up to you. Also, we have on here some information about written assignments as far as term papers, but I don't think I'm going to assign a term paper this semester. We have assessment, policies, grading, and feedback. I want you to read that and study all of that, what you should expect from your instructor, and behavioral expectations. Now, a lot of this information is right out of the student code of conduct, so you have to follow it. You violate these requirements, and you can be dropped from the class. Okay? Academic dishonesty, out of the student code of conduct. If you copy other people's answers or information or statements, you can lose credit, and that can also lead to you being dropped from the class. Okay, more on the student code of conduct. And even working online, you have to realize that inappropriate language, inappropriate presentation, aggressive behavior will not be tolerated. Typing in all caps constitutes aggressive behavior when you're working online. So be familiar with that. We're also going to see on Blackboard a netiquette statement, which is kind of the rules of the road for working online. So there's quite a few things to go over, okay? We talk about the Harper email and privacy policies, Blackboard privacy and accessibility, and then a copyright statement. The material that you receive from Blackboard, you are not allowed to use that anywhere else other than for this class. And it can be a violation of the copyright code, okay? Student success, access and disability services, which are available to you at Harper College. Go through that. If you need that, contact them. Their numbers are here. The library, which was completely remodeled. It's just a gorgeous facility. If you're ever on campus, check that out. But for material, if you're doing research or looking for materials, you can also call them or email them. They have a great staff there, and they are very responsive. The Student Service Desk gives you information on other things regarding your accounts, your schedule, and you can contact them. The computer labs that are available, they can assist you. The Writing Center, Tutoring Center, and all the success services, okay? There is also a wellness center on campus for anyone who's having trouble with classes, with stress, with psychological issues. The Wellness Center can help you, so contact them. Harper has an early alert system, which is known as HEAT. You can contact them if you have any issues or you see anything that you feel is threatening. You can contact them. And then last but not least is the Harper Police Department. You can contact them if you need them. They are very responsive and do a wonderful job protecting us here at Harper, and their phone number is listed. Okay, now we go to the course schedule. Okay, this is a detailed course schedule for a 16-week semester, and it gives you assignments week by week. It tells you when your quizzes are available, when they're due, meaning they will be shut down after that due date, so you have to do them within that time frame. Once you start a quiz, you will be limited on time. So be ready when you start that quiz to complete it, because otherwise if you don't finish it, it'll shut down, it'll grade the work you have completed, it'll post it, and you're done for that quiz. It will not reopen, so keep that in mind. Also here week by week, and this runs along the same parameters as my face-to-face classes, we have support videos that support the materials that we lecture on during the course. And the link for these videos, most of them are on YouTube, a couple of them are on Blackboard under videos. We'll look at that in a minute. But we have all the links here so you can watch these videos, work them into your schedule. They kind of help support the lecture material that we talk about and material presented in the book. I don't want you to think that the book is your only source of information for this course. Okay, and then after that we go through 16 weeks, and the very last page is very important. It is a statement of understanding that you have to sign. It's more or less a contract between you, the student, and myself as the professor, that you will abide by everything that is laid out in the syllabus. And what you need to do is just return the last page. Just the last page to me. If you do it electronically, you can scan it and email it back to me anyway, but you have to get this back to me in the first week or so. Okay? It's very important. Signing it online is just typing in your name. That is acceptable, but I need this last page back as quickly as you can once the semester starts. So that's it for the syllabus. Let's move into Blackboard. You will get access to Blackboard once you sign up for the class and pay your tuition. You will be given access. This Blackboard will be made available probably a week before this semester starts. So you can kind of get a head start on here. Now this is how it will look to you with all these links on the side. All right. The first one that I'm in right now are announcements. Through announcements, I will notify you on specific dates, anything going on with the class, any changes that might have to be made. And when I post an announcement, it'll be on Blackboard, but I will also send it to you in an email, okay? So keep that in mind. I have another copyright disclaimer that I post every semester on here. We have other notes that you'll get regarding the start of the semester and so on. Okay, so keep that in mind. What you have to know, you see here, midterm exam notification at the end of the semester, all the dates for the quizzes and the discussion boards. So I'll let you know when tests are posted, things like that. So it's very important information. So always check in on that. The next tab you'll see here is a brief bio of myself, so you know who your teacher is. Naturally, you can call me and we can talk anytime that I'm in the office. It explains to you my law enforcement career. I was in law enforcement over 30 years with the Chicago Police Department, where I retired. Then I was chief investigator for the Chicago Crime Commission, and I was a suburban police chief for a couple of years before coming to Harper. Okay, it talks about my academic career. I've been teaching for over 25 years. I've been here at Harper as the program coordinator for 11 years. But I've taught at several universities in the Chicago area part-time over the course of those years. It talks about my education. I have a Doctor of Education degree from Northern Illinois University, and certain things are listed that I've published. A book I published in 2014 is also listed. Okay, so that's on there. You can look at that. Here is that syllabus that we went through. You can open that up. It's an attachment. You can print it out if you like, but open it up and read it and maybe go over it a couple of times so you're confident in what's required of you. Next, we have a tab, Course Materials. Course Materials has a lot of valuable information. First thing is the study guide. The study guide that I have posted here is actually every question that I draw the tests and the quizzes from. It's in chronological order. If you use this study guide as you read the book and answer all the questions, you will fly through this course. You will learn a lot in a short period of time, but you have to use it. And keep in mind, when you're using the study guide and you're opening things up, I track that through Blackboard. So I know if someone's using all the materials and if they're not. So when someone fails a test or a quiz and they come to me disappointed, I can say, well, you're not using everything that's available to you. Okay? So the study guide is great to use. Like I say, you can print it out. Next thing is instructions on the discussion board. It tells you the requirements, what you have to do, how to get into it, and how to respond to it. Now, the videos that I put in the syllabus, I also have a document here that lists all these links to videos I use in my face-to-face class. They support the material from the book. I think you'll find them very helpful. Sometimes it's good to take the material from a book and put it in a different context for learning purposes. Now we have resources for learning here. Another attachment can give you all the things that we talked about in the syllabus, all the contact information. Then we have the Job Placement Center that is run here on campus. They can help you prepare for interviews. They can help you write a resume and just prepare you to go out into the workforce. Then we have a tab here on the state power test. Anyone becoming a police officer in the state of Illinois has to prepare for and successfully complete this power test, or they will not finish any police academy. So it's good to know what you're up against even before you start testing. So look at the power test. Test yourself for the requirements. If you've never worked out, it might be a good idea to get involved in a health club with a trainer and prepare for this, so you don't do all this academic work and then fail a power test and not get hired. We have an APA guide for writing term papers here, although I don't think you'll need it. And then there's a couple articles here that were done about me. One is an article in 2001 from Esquire magazine. I was profiled in the magazine for the work I did at the Crime Commission. Then the Harper Engage magazine wrote an article about me a few years ago and about the program. Again, Student Success Services. And then here's a very important video for you to look at. It's Surviving an Active Shooter. It's a video that there's a link here that you can get to, but it shows a standard for protecting yourself in any public environments, whether it's on a campus or in a workplace or in a shopping mall. We are trying to let people know state of the art on how to protect themselves in active shooter situations. I've trained police officers in this as a police chief, or I had them trained. I've done active shooter scenario training in schools. They'll do it here on campus from time to time. So it's very important you know this. It's an important protocol. Then we have the netiquette statement, the rules of the road, so to speak, to work online. So read that and abide by the rules. Then we have an e-glossary. An e-glossary gives you all the codes and definitions for online internet work. Okay? Some of you'll know some of this, but you probably will not know all of it. So it's a very important document to read. So take a look at the e-glossary. Okay, so that's course materials. The next thing are PowerPoints. We have a PowerPoint presentation for every chapter in the book. This is what I use as a guide for my face-to-face classes. And I make it available for my students because I think it's important that you know what we're doing in the classroom. And it kind of reinforces the material from the book. So they're all here and they're at your disposal to look at. Next thing we look at here are your actual discussion boards. You'll go into these, there'll be 5 of them, 3 in the first half of the semester, then we have the midterm, so we'll do chapter 1 through 7. Then in the second half of the semester, there'll be 2 more discussion boards as we cover chapters 8 through 14. These are important. They represent 25% of your grade, so you have to do them. Then on here we have more resources. These are basically written articles you can access covering a large array of material related to law enforcement, from the Supreme Court to domestic violence in Illinois to terrorism. So there's a multitude of things. These are not mandatory, but these are interesting and you can use them at your leisure. You can read these when you have time. Also the library videos. I use a couple of them in class, so you have access to all of them. There's about 8 of them, I think. So you can look at these at your leisure. They're about 30-minute videos, but they're very good. Okay, and then for the online courses, here are your exams. Here's your midterm and your final. Remember, use the study guide. It will allow you to excel in this class. But there are time constraints. You'll get the same amount of time as my face-to-face classes get, 1 hour and 15 minutes to take these exams. But they close automatically. You can submit them when you finish them, but if you don't finish in time, it'll close automatically and grade you according to the work you did complete. Okay? And then we get down to this orientation video will be posted here, but it'll also be on YouTube. I will send you the link about a week before class. And then down here is the Grade Center, which you will have access to. It shows you all the things you get graded on, quizzes, exams, discussion boards. Week by week, you will know where you stand. It will give you a weighted grade, but it's tallied, so it takes time to build the numbers up. But if you keep acing things, you'll have nothing to worry about. So these are things you will have access to. So that's it with Blackboard. I hope this provides you with the information you need. If you have any questions, please contact me on the phone, email, or in person. I look forward to working with you.